walking around. It's warm, around a few degrees hotter than it is today. The forests look modern, with tall seed-bearing trees attracting many small animals to feast on its sap and seeds. The air is buzzing, insects whizzing around in search for new food. But in the sky, there are larger animals soaring above you, casting a shadow upon the ground. You look around, and the ground shakes. It rumbles. Pebbles and rocks tumble. It's time you ran. Welcome to the Jurassic. Hi guys. Hi y'all. Okay, so alright, I'm gonna do a little recap on the Triassic. Triassic from the Permian struggled a bit because the Permian had a big end extinction where a lot of the life on Earth died, and it took a while to recover from that. It regained momentum in the Middle Triassic, but during the Triassic, there were no dinosaurs yet. No dinosaurs yet until like late. Yeah. Now we're at the Jurassic. And you would have thought, the Triassic was stable. Why wouldn't the Jurassic be stable as well? You're kind of right there, but you're also kind of wrong. So, early Jurassic, was fine until it ended. There was a slight extinction event. Emphasis on slight. So the oceans became anoxic and was subjected to oceanic events. So yeah, a lot of CO2 release from the Karoo and Farrar traps in Gondwana, and there's evidence for this. It's shown by the northwestern fossil records, but also areas such as North America, Tibet, and Japan. Very widespread. I mean, yeah, because Gondwana was in the south and North America was like above the equator. So that is quite an expansive thing. And Pangea was still a thing at this point. Well, it was starting to, split. So, yeah. Overall, 5% of families were lost. Although it doesn't sound as significant compared to the other ones, like the Ordovician and the Ordovician and Permian, but it was significant for a lot of shallow marine mollusks. And then marine losses were also associated with global warming of 7 degrees Celsius. And again, we're going to talk about chemistry a bit. There was around a 2 to 3.5% negative shift in carbon-13 isotopes, and there was a shift in the record of carbon-13 isotopes in organic marine matter and wood. So yeah, big changes. Well, honestly, they aren't that big. We've seen bigger. Following the negative shift of the isotopes, there was a positive shift that was around the same magnitude, and this showed the enhanced burial of organic matter in the anoxic seas. And honestly, that was it. Life went on. They got better, and life went on until the Cretaceous. Cretaceous is a bit different. And I'm talking about that next week. Yay! Anyways, the Jurassic. We're talking about Jurassic now. Jurassic, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. Love that series. Love it. But I must say, the T-Rex, Spinosaurus, none of those were there at this point. They were in the late Cretaceous. No, like, late Cretaceous, I think? Yeah. Or middle, I'm not sure. But they were in the Cretaceous, not at this point. Jurassic is just, the development of dinosaurs and stuff. So, the Stegosaurus was there in the Jurassic, so they got that right. Anyways, Now we're talking about the Jurassic forests. They consisted of cycads, conifers, cycadioids, ginkgos, and ferns. Now, the cycads were so dominant in the ecosystem that the Jurassic is often called the age of the cycad. They were just that good. They were just that adapted. Sea ferns were also so dominant that the Carboniferous forests of ferns and fungi became extinct. So there was a lot of competition. Seed ferns just topped that. So natural selection, survival of the fittest. And in this case, survival of whoever can disperse their seeds and young the best. Now, although it does seem modern, like you've got cycads, conifers, ferns, it does seem like a modern forest, but it lacks two plants which characterize modern flora, which are flowering plants and grasses, and those come later. Now in the Jurassic, around 1,000 insects are known to be in the Jurassic, with most representing modern family and genuses. So, for example, I think it was the Silurian. Do you remember in the podcast in the episode for the Silurian, I talked about gigantic millipedes. Yeah, gigantic millipedes, gigantic dragonflies. It's it's the same thing here. Anyways, sorry. Now, not only was the Jurassic the age of the cycads, but honestly, it was the age of the development for dinosaurs. Well, they kind of were there already, but, they just diversified more in the Cretaceous, so beginning of the dinosaurs-ish. So, by the late Jurassic, Ornithischian, yeah, I think I said that right, bird-hipped, and Saurischian, I think I said that right, dinosaurs, lizard-hipped, were extremely diverse. And so, yeah, reptiles did dominate the Jurassic. So, during the Jurassic, there were some of the largest animals which have ever roamed the earth. So, for example, Brontosaurus, at 30 tons and 80 feet. That's 15 family cars. But there is evidence that another dinosaur called the Seismosaurus, like seismograph, seismometer, that type, like, I guess they were named after the powerfulness of earthquakes. But anyways, that isn't backed by anything. Those are my thoughts. What about the Seismosaur? Well, there is evidence that Seismosaurs could be the largest at 100,000 feet long. Wait, no, not 100,000 feet long. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. 110 feet long, weighing 100 tons. Yeah. 50 family cars, for reference. 50 family cars. And because of their immense weight, researchers suggest that larger dinosaurs, would have larger dinosaurs would have legs that couldn't support their own weight, and so they would have lived near aquatic areas to relieve themselves of their own weight frequently. So, I guess what they're saying is, they went wading, to relieve themselves, I guess. But because there's track evidence which shows these larger dinosaurs living amongst smaller sauropods, showed that they lived on land as well. So they were wrong. And these big guys had brains that probably weighed less than a pound. So they had a very, very low brain to body ratio. Another famous dinosaur from Jurassic as I said before, is a stegosaurus. Um, they weighed 10 tons, 5 family cars, for reference. But honestly, their brain could not weigh more than a few ounces. Again, really small brain to body ratio. Yeah. And a row of plates along its vertebrae is the most distinguishing feature of them. Before, it was thought that they were used for defensive measures, but nowadays they're thought to regulate body temperature. But they do, in fact, have a defensive measure, like their tails, they've got 4 spines poking out of them laterally. They use that to defend themselves. At this point in the Jurassic, the largest and most feared dinosaur was the Allosaurus. But they would be soon replaced by Tyrannosaurs in the Cretaceous. And overall, in the Jurassic, many of the dinosaurs weren't larger than a turkey. For example, another carnivore, Compsognathus, was only 3 feet long. That is small. That is so small. And at this point, there were pterosaurs. First reptiles to take flight. Technically, not flight. They took air because they were soaring. They weren't flying. Researchers say this because they don't have a breastbone. So for example, in modern birds, breastbone allows strong muscles to, I guess the breastbone is where the strong muscles attach to, and those strong muscles contract, allowing the bird to flap their wings and sustain flight. Pterosaurs didn't have them, so where could those strong muscles be? Nowhere. So they probably didn't fly, they soared. Pterosaurs had wings, but they also differ from the wings of modern bats. So, for example, in bats, all digits are used to support the wing, but in pterosaurs, only the 4th digit is used to support the wing, and the rest just stick out, It's kind of cute. And pterosaurs were equipped with reptilian heads, with sharp spiked teeth and tail for balance. But some did not have a tail, like Quetzalcoatl. I don't know how to pronounce its name. Hold on, let me try to type it up. Quetzalcoatl. Wait, hold on. Nope, I typed up the Mexican one. No, hold on. Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus? I think I said that right. Yeah, Quetzalcoatlus. The largest flying animal to ever live. But there were also gigantic pterosaurs on hold on. Hatsa Island. Hateg Island. Hateg Island. Yeah, there's an accent on the E or the T. Yeah, on the T. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. But they were called the Hatsagoopteryx. And they used to live on an island where there were dwarf dinosaurs, and they were tiny. They were tiny from their counterparts on the mainland. And these guys literally reigned the islands. They flew from one island to the other, eating the small dinosaurs. Crazy. I would not want to live. I would not want to be alive back then. Anyways, we are moving from pterosaurs, I believe. Yes, we are. In the Jurassic, there are also a lot of life in the marine scene. So, for example, Ichthyosaurus. I love the Ichthyosauruses. They're so cute. I would want one for a plushie. And there were also the Plesiosauruses. At that point, they reached their peak. They were living their life, cruising, and I guess they kind of just declined from there. So, some very interesting stuff. Some fossils of the ichthyosaur contained unborn young, so it kind of suggests that ichthyosaurs quite possibly bore their young alive. And that's quite interesting. Because, up till now, I've only talked about amniotic eggs. That's interesting. Anyways, other ichthyosaur fossils contained remains of fish and cephalopods. Cephalopods as in squid, octopi, cuttlefish, that genus. Which indicate which prey the ichthyosaurs preferred. Plesiosaurs were bigger. They were very efficient in being marine predators. They didn't have like a dorsal tail. So they propelled themselves forward, or they moved around. They swam with paddle-like fins. And Plesiosaurus was first discovered by Mary Anning. I love Mary Anning. Maybe I'll do like a episode on her in a bit. I don't know. We're coming towards the end of this series, and it's sad. Yeah, it's sad. Like, I think I have how many more? 3 more. 3 more left. I'm not doing the quaternary because that's our time. We don't need that. You know what I mean? Anyways, Plesiosaurus effective. Propelled themselves forward or anywhere with paddle-like fins. First discovered by Mary Anning. Mary Anning was struck by lightning and she survived. I learned that in like a kid's book. And it kind of made me scared of lightning. So maybe don't put that in the kid's book. Anyways, Mary Anning, love her, saw the plesiosaur in London's Natural History Museum, and I couldn't stop and stare at it because my school group was literally moving away at a lightning rate, and I had to catch up. And my glasses weren't working, so I had to follow. Anyways, I couldn't stop and look at it. I couldn't even read the plaque. I couldn't do anything. So sad. I wanted to stop and stare. Anyways, it was like a it was a near complete fossil, if I'm correct. And I'm pretty sure no, I'm not. I'm pretty sure it was a almost complete fossil. But because it looked so weird, many believed it was fake. And the part of the book which I read, when it said Mary Anning sold it away to a museum, I got so mad and frustrated. Like, why would you give away your life's work? And now looking back, I was like, I'm like, girl, she needed the money. Girl, people need to move on sometimes. Girl, she's very accomplished. She's fine. Anyways, sorry. But I love Mary Anning. Moving on, I swear. Crocodiles and turtles were also present at this time. Crocodiles were diverse. I might do like an evolutionary episode on them. Like, yeah. Like the small ones from the start and then the really big one. Saurosuchus? I think. Hold on. Saurosuchus. Yes, Saurosuchus. I was right. Saurosuchus. It was big. Big. Anyways, Saurosuchus. I like evolutionary cycle. No, not cycle. Evolutionary timeline. Like, it's nice to see how elephants came from. What'd they come from? Kind of like deer, I'm pretty sure. To tusked. And then this weird platypus mouth kind of thing. Anyways, I'm geeking out. Now moving on. First birds. Technically not birds, but also technically birds. I don't really see how that works, but it works in my mind somehow. The Archaeopteryx. Probably heard it 1,000 times. First found it in 1861 with feather impressions. And so, if it had not been for the feather impressions, scientists probably would describe that as a small dinosaur. Which is, no thank you. No thank you. Like the pterosaurs, Archaeopteryx lacked breastbones, and so most likely did not possess the ability to fly, but soared instead. Although they can fly, no breastbone, no muscles. It allowed the connection of modern day birds to dinosaurs. Like puzzle pieces. Anyways, now we're talking about the mammalia forms. You would have thought there were no mammalia forms. You're wrong. I mean, it's the media's fault. The media is always like dinosaurs, dinosaurs, dinosaurs. In the Triassic, there were no dinosaurs in the Triassic. In the Jurassic, and in the Cretaceous. It is also important to note other animals, like mammalia forms, which went to us eventually. Anyways, in the Jurassic, there were 5 orders of mammalia forms. There was the Triconodonta, Symmetrodonta, Multituberculata, Docodonta, and Panthotheria. Mammalia forms were separated into these 5 groups based on the cusp of their jaw and teeth. So the Trigodonta was characterized by 3 simple cones in a linear series. The Symmetrodonta had 3 cones arranged in a triangle. The Multituberculata, hold on, let me try to say that quickly. The Multituberculata had numerous cones arranged in linear rows. The Docodonta had rectangular teeth, and so molars and stuff, so vegetation. And the Panthotheria had triangular teeth with a broader and more complex crown. And you might be like, oh, I've never heard any of these before. And you're right, some of them went extinct. The Trichodonta. Triconodonta. Hold on, am I typing this right? Yeah, Triconodonta. Sorry, y'all. Symmetrodonta and Docodonta went extinct during the Cretaceous and sadly left no descendants. The Multituberculata survived into the Paleocene. I think the Multituberculata were little rodents scurrying around. Yeah. Were they rodents? I'm pretty sure. Multituberculata. Let's see. Yeah, rodents. I was right. Anyways, they were rodents, rodent-like. They survived into the Paleocene, but again went extinct. And guess what? Left no descendants. And what does that leave us? Panthotheria. It survived and became the building block of many mammals alive today. And the funniest thing is, when I researched this, I looked at the Wikipedia page for Panthotheria, and it said, Panthetherias don't exist anymore. It got disbanded and moved into different families. And I couldn't find any other thing on that, so I'm not sure if that's the case. If that's the case, please let me know. And then marine invertebrates, essentially modern. You know, for example, corals from modern families today made up coral reefs. Pelecypods and gastropods resembled the modern families that were abundant. Lobster and shrimp-like crustaceans roamed the seafloor. Crinoids, starfish, were abundant, and some large stalked forms resembled the modern Pedicrinus off of the coast of Japan. They live in deep water. Sea urchins were abundant, and sponges were important contributors to the reef. There were ammonites of all sizes, which were represented in vast numbers of species. Belemnites grew up to 6 feet long and were common, and they were at their peak in the Jurassic. Belemnites are like cephalopods, and I think I'm also gonna have a thing on cephalopods because cephalopods are old. Cephalopods are old. I'm pretty sure they're from the Cambrian-ish. They're that old. But, you know, it's nice to see the evolutionary chain. And it's believed that modern squids are evolved from belemnites, as I said. As I inferred, as I suggested just now. Now, I'm afraid that's it. I'm afraid that is all I have. The Triassic was, honestly, I mean, apart from the diversification of different reptiles, apart from the small, very minor extinction event at the start, there wasn't much to it, except for obviously Pangea spreading, Pangea breaking up, Laurasia and Gondwana split and drifted off. Honestly, Jurassic, love Jurassic Park, love Jurassic World, but it is not what they portray to be. They're like, oh my god, so many animals at this time. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of animals, but not a lot happened. We called it the Cretaceous Center. Cretaceous Creek. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Cretaceous Creek. You could have named it Cretaceous Creek, but you didn't. Cretaceous Creek, where there's actual accurate timelining of species, like your Rexy, like your Spinosaurus. You could have done that. But no. Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. You could have made it alliteration, you know, Cretaceous Creek. Ooh, that's nice. Anyways, sorry for the rambling. Hope you liked it. Yeah. This episode had a greater zoological, focus. More because there wasn't a lot of other things happening, to be honest. Yeah. Obviously, the extinction event, the spreading of Pangea. Honestly, that was it. Anyways, so thanks for sticking by. Hope you guys stick by for next week, which is obviously going to be more eventful. Why? Because it's the end of dinosaurs. It's Cretaceous. It's the end of the Mesozoic. Stick around. Bye.